Welcome back into Crosstalk on this Monday morning edition. We continue our Business Monday series, and we're joined once again this week by Laurie Jones from the SBDC. Laurie, last week we talked about spring cleaning.
Right.
Getting good with all of your working, whether you're an employee or an employer or a manager on one of those middle rungs. One of the things that all businesses think they're doing good enough at, but aren't doing a good enough job at, is marketing.
Oh, promoting your business, promoting your nonprofit. It is a struggle for people if you've been around for a while, and for small business that just gets started. It's an awesome task. They go, oh, what do I do? How do I do it?
Now, before we get started, I'm going to say right off the set here that this portion of the program is not designed to say you need to advertise with the radio station.
No.
This is not what this is about. This is because radio is not the only way that you market.
That's right.
Before we get in to the 6 steps of making sure that your marketing is effective, marketing is across all sorts of spectrums. Tell us about what each of these spectrums are.
Well, the first thing, and again, we're trying to tune up your sales and your marketing efforts, and that includes your strategy to know what those efforts should be. The very first thing is, this is a great thing to do once a year. Who are you serving? Whether it is a retail business, whether you are a service business, whether you are a individual one-person business contracting to other businesses. Who are you servicing? And a lot of people sometimes forget, I need to figure out who that is.
Well, because in figuring out who that is, it will determine what is the best source of marketing for you. Is radio best for you? Is TV best for you? Is Facebook best for you? Is LinkedIn best for you? Is door-to-door flyer hanging on the door best for you, like you see some restaurants execute with? You have to know who you're serving before you can figure out how you're going to get to them.
And with that said, too often, many business owners say, oh, everybody's my customer. Oh, that's a tough one. That is really tough to say everybody can come to me. So what generally happens is, as you're redefining that, one of the suggestions I have is draw a picture on paper of your ideal customer. What is the profile? What do they look like from an age standpoint? Male, female? Could it be both? Is it baby boomers? Is it retired people? Is it another business? And again, if it's another business, talk about the characteristics of that business. Is it a certain size? Is it certain things they do? So again, define that ideal profile.
Absolutely.
If it's a consumer, you can go to the Logan County Economic Development website. You can go to the Colorado Department of Local Affairs. You can go to demographics information from the U.S. Census Bureau. All of these places will talk about geographically what the demographics are in your area. Great thing to look at. They change. I am just astounded sometimes at the growth patterns that I see or I don't see in certain geographic areas. And if you're, again, in the industry, business to business, go to your industry association's website, and they will also have updated information for you.
No question about that, because if you're going to effectively tune up what you're doing, you first have to know what you're doing. I can open up the hood to my car and move a wrench around in there, but I really don't have a clue what I'm doing. That's why I pay a mechanic to take care of my car. It's the same thing with the marketing end of things, is you need to know what you're doing within your business before you can actually start tuning it up.
Yes, that's right. So again, what you're back to is, so first of all, figure out who are you selling your services or your products to. The second thing that you're going to do is, after you've done that, is you're going to say, what's the niche that I occupy? Now, we've talked about competition before and analyzing competition, but this is a pretty straightforward question. Can you, in about a minute, describe who are you selling this to and what am I doing and why am I different? Very simple things. What is my exact niche?
It's a difficult thing to define, and oftentimes you don't think about it until you walk in the door and somebody asks you that very question. Well, so-and-so was in here, or so-and-so also offers this product, or so-and-so gives it to me for this price. Why are you this price? You have to know these
Exactly.
answers.
So I'm going to throw out a couple of factors here, but those of you that are listening, when you can also find this on our website under business plans, and it's under the competition section. So a couple of key factors. You just brought up one. If you have a competitor, what's your price? What's their price? Know where you stand related to all of that. Quality. How good of what I do versus my competition. So you're doing, again, you're tuning up and you're figuring out these things. How am I doing? How am I doing at my service side? If you're selling products, what's my selection to my customers? Do I need to change that? Do I need to fix that? So you're thinking that through. What's the reputation of my business?
That's a huge one.
Absolutely. People who have owned businesses for a long time, you have one set of ideas. Ask your customers, what do you really think we're doing? How good are we? Do we need to fix something?
Well, and this goes back to what we talked about last time, and figuring out, is your reputation a strength or a weakness, and do you need to clean that reputation up, or do you need to get your ideals in line with what your customers see your ideals as?
That's right. And you know what's interesting? What if you recently bought a business but kept the same name? Getting sales and marketing to help you reshape what that reputation is and what that identity is going to be critical. The product, once again, it could be the product or the service. What are you really doing from a niche standpoint? You can define it. It's not just, I have a store and I sell these things. What are you really trying to do? Are you satisfying someone's needs? Are you meeting a solution for something? Try to identify that. And again, look again. Who else is out there? Where are they doing, if they're competitive? Is it the internet? Are they competing against me? Is it a big box store if you're in the retail world? If you're doing services, is there anybody else in 100 miles that does what you do?
Right.
So walking through all of those things, and let me finish up this section with, too, how reliable are you? Oh, boy. I'm not going to name names here, Ben, but it's the time of the year where people need help doing things for various reasons. And whether they're remodeling, they are doing things with their yards, their gardens, and it's a busy time for the other side. Those businesses are very busy. Do you know how many places I've tried calling where I can't get through on a voicemail because the message box is full? I can't reach various people. So that's the other side. If you're that owner and you're that busy, think about, what is that image doing for people for you? Because if I contact somebody and I can't get a hold of them to do some project,
right,
what's going to happen?
It is giving you a negative reputation.
And here's the hard part. Business owners that are super busy right now, yes, we know you're busy. But if nobody can contact you when you aren't busy, someday nobody's going to want to contact you. And that's a tough one.
It is a very tough one to do, and it's one of the biggest things when tuning up your sales and marketing strategy. We're talking with Laurie Jones from the SBDC. There are 6 steps, and we're probably only going to get through half of them this week.
That's right.
First step this week is?
So, first week, this step is... what is your market and who's your ideal customer?
And
answer that question.
Absolutely. And then the second step, of course.
The second step is, well, go ahead. What do you think it is, Ben?
Your second step is making sure that you're testing me to see if I'm listening, aren't you?
I know it, and it's kind of fun, isn't it?
It is a whole lot of fun. This is a good way for me to be able to make sure I'm learning, because I'm learning just right along with our listeners here. But your second step is making sure that you understand who your customer is.
Yeah, absolutely. Who exactly is that customer? And then the third one, again, is just look at your competition. Go through some key factors. How do you compete? What are those 3 factors? So like I said, I was talking a little bit about the why you want to do it, but the what you should be doing are those 3 key things. And let me finish up with, related to looking at your competition, whether, again, it's price, it's product, it's reputation, it's reliability, it's customer service, the image. One of the tough things in a small town is people see people when they go into a place of business, or someone is representing your place of business whether you're the employer or the owner. What do people think about you?
Mm-hmm.
What do you look like? Now, it doesn't mean we all have to look fabulous and we're going to be on, some media where we have to look great.
Right.
But how you look, how your employees look, that is something even in a small town that people pay attention to.
Well, and the other thing in staying with that, look is not just about how you dress. Look is about how you behave, too.
Oh, boy, you added the most important factor.
It is an important, we've talked about ethics on this program before. It is an important ethic thing that is a huge part of your brand, because people will forgive you showing up in torn up jeans and a T-shirt if you do the job and you do it with a great attitude.
That's right, and that attitude is customer service oriented. How can I help you? And playing up to the strengths of what your business can offer to your customer.
Absolutely. That's just 3 steps in tuning up your sales and a marketing strategy. We'll have the next 3 next week. So right now we've got it to the point to where the engine will turn on again. Now we need to get it so that it runs effectively.
And that's what we'll cover next time, which is, okay, now I kind of know what's going on. How do I really get the word out, and what are some effective things to think about doing?
Absolutely. In the interim, if anybody needs to contact you at the SBDC office, needs a little help with this tuning up your sales and marketing strategy, how can they do that?
I can be reached at area code 970-520-0798. That's my phone number. And also, if people go to our website, neeccosbdc.org, we have great tips in there. We have resources. And again, there's just some good information that can help you as you're trying to figure out that first and second grouping of steps. How do I tune up my sales and marketing strategy?
It's a perfect thing to do. We'll recap the 3 you heard this week, and we'll get to the new 3 next week with Laurie Jones from the SBDC on Business Mondays.